Big side blogs, welcome back to the channel. So today's video is just a little quick update on a few things. The first thing is Tommy Robinson. Now, Tommy Robinson, Stephen Robinson, he's in America at the minute, and he's coming back to the UK. He's got a few things to deal with. Now he's discussing his past, what's going on now, and the future, the near future. He's going to try and do a tour coming up in 2026, 27 regarding the people that don't vote, to persuade them to vote, to get them ballot boxes ticked, to get the government in that we need. That is one of the things, and a few other things he's concentrating on. He's going to tell you. Now, Raise the Colours. Let me update Raise the Colours. I'm not saying a lot on Raise the Colours at the minute because it's a very touchy, awkward situation. I mean, I don't think it was intentional what happened. Personally, what I've heard, what I've spoken to with other YouTubers that were there, I think it was an accident, and I don't think people realise their own strength sometimes. I mean, what we don't realise as well as human beings is we have to be accountable for any of our actions. We don't realise what our actions do to people. You know, a simple thing like calling somebody a name, for example, can affect them massively. You don't think it does, it's a giggle to us. But as they walk away, it's in the mind, it's going round and round. I'm manic depression, I suffer manic depression, have done for a lot of years. You know, if you suffer manic depression and somebody's nickling at you, picking on you, calling you names, it doesn't go away. And it can turn some people into a turmoil where it's no point no return. You know, you might think it's a bit of a joke, but it isn't. It's quite serious. And so that's that, so we'll leave that at that. Ryan. Son's Ryan, it keeps me updated, I'll let you know. Danny Tomo, no, he's quiet at the minute as well. I think he's got somewhere up his sleeve. He's exposed the French and the British government. Apparently the French now are going to stop the dinghies coming over. Apparently, well, let's not hold our breath. But when you think if you've got them funneling in from Africa and all over on a daily basis, they're going to want to pass them straight through, get through to England, get out the way. So, I mean, we're the last stop, aren't we? So, as for that, I'll keep you updated as I get the news in. So, without further ado, here is Tommy Robinson. You can click up there, you can click down there. It's all free down there. I'm very grateful just for you watching the videos and sharing. Thank you, I am Big Si. See you on the next video.
My 7k, which was decent. Enjoyed it, needed it. You know, I just got away, yeah. I've had been 100 mile an hour. Any of you follow my story, see what I'm up to. 100 mile an hour. And maybe that's how I deal with my shit sometimes, yeah. But every now and then, I've needed what I've just had now. I need a reset. That reset involves being on my own, being comfortable with myself, getting up at the same time, training at the same time, eating at the same time. And it involves me getting a good routine. Routine that I lost it with America. I've been so busy trying to fit in so much that sometimes you don't give yourself time. Let alone even my family, but yourself. I need time, me. So it's about me, yes, right? And that's what I've done now, this week. I needed it, I really needed it. I started spiraling just in thought, in food, in everything. So, I've been blessed to have this time to get myself back on a path of fitness, of health, of mentally trying to get myself mentally prepared for the future. I've got a lot coming up this year. Do you know what? Just 3 days ago was my year out of prison. So I come out of jail 12 months ago, this week. Look what's happened in that 12 months. When I sat and thought, wow, we had September 13th, we had May 16th. Two of the biggest events on the streets in British history ever. We've had the government against us again. Keir Starmer literally attacking us. I've gone through my legal hoops. I face court on the 26th of October this year. I face 10 years in prison. 10 years in prison, man. We now see what happens with politicised juries. We've just seen it with the Manchester attack against the police. The two men not getting charged. Insane. But lots has gone on in that 12 months, man. I toured America. I got to set foot in the land of the free, something I thought I'd never be able to do. So I'm blessed. I've had a blessed 12 months. I've had a positive 12 months. I've had a stressful 12 months. I've got to spend a lot of time. My son travelled America with me. had a very positive time. So I've got lots on now next. My calendar's just filling and filling and filling. So I'm getting ready to now return to work, to content, to meetings, to further our message, your message, our voice, your voice. I've got episode 6. I'm going through the files for it. It's insane. Wait until you see how dirty Labour are. Wait till you see how it plays out. Lots of work to do. So positive on that sense. I've seen lots of attacks this week. Now, Henry Noack, the young gentleman who was horrifically butchered and murdered, people are cutting videos of me saying, open your borders to Sikhs, open your borders to Hindus, open your border to Filipinos. What they're not putting is what I said before that. Now, what I said, if you read Replacement Migration Pact from the United Nations, because there's a 177-page document on what's happening to us. It's planned. We're being replaced, yeah, through mass immigration. Why are we being replaced? Well, the United Nations, European Union, they say it's because of our declining birth rate. Now, the point I made, Angela Merkel, when she opened her borders to Syria, letting a million Syrian men, rapists and terrorists and all sorts, she said our next generation can't sustain themselves. Because of the low birth rate, we can't pay for the pensions. That's what she said. So the justification being given for importing rapists, terrorists, jihadists into all of our nations is the low birth rate. Now, what I said in those videos, which has been clipped, was if that was the case, if this was the argument from the elite, from the Gamal, from those in charge, if this was the argument, then they could open it to Hindus, to Sikhs, to Filipinos. That's what I said. People that will work and integrate. And I've seen a lot of people saying, well, the Sikhs are your friend. Yeah, because I've spoke up a lot for Sikhs. Yeah, they are my friends. Yeah. I have a lot of respect for the Sikh community. That hasn't changed this week. I see the case in Southampton, outrageous. I see the killer. Do you know what the difference is in this case? Sikhs have been able to wear the kapar, is it, for 100 years. This is the first case where it's been brought into disrepute by some little scumbag. And that's what he is. That's what his family are. That's what his brothers are. They're a scumbag family from Southampton. There's a little clique of them. And they're aligned with the far left, actually. The gentleman running the racism accusation for this fucking scumbag family, yeah, is the gentleman who works alongside Hope Not Hate. Fact. These are facts. Yeah. So I was contacted straight away by members of the Sikh community. Have you seen how many statements have been put out on behalf of the Sikh community? Now, this is one rogue motherfucker within the Sikh community. Think of all the rapes every week by members of the Islamic community. Not just that, those quoting the Quran whilst committing acts of terrorism and jihad every week. How many statements condemning them do you see from the Islamic community? So whilst people are saying the Sikhs have to go, bullshit, yeah? Absolute fucking bullshit. Put it into perspective. It's outrageous, the killing. It's outrageous, the murder. I have worked with Sikh groups and had their help, and they've helped white victims for the last 20 years. Yeah, they're groups within their community. I've travelled their community. Do you know the reason why they wear the kapar, the bladed article, which is meant to be blunt and curved? It's a ceremonial piece. The reason they actually wear it, and 10% of them wear it, was their 10th guru brought it in, and it was to stop Islamic oppression of Sikhs and Hindus and rape of women. That's what it was brought in for, yeah? That's why they wear it. A whole different argument in modern Britain. That's a whole argument that's going on, yeah? But the point I'm making, because I'm being attacked by many, saying, yeah, the Sikhs are your friends. Yeah, they are. Yeah. It doesn't change the fact that I have respect for members of the Sikh community, groups within the Sikh community. Doesn't mean you're not going to get some bad apple, yeah? Which is what this scumbag is. He's not representative of British Sikhs in any way, at all. So Sikhs have come here. They are integrated. They are a decent, hard-working community. Do you know what? When I was making that point about opening your borders, yeah, which I wasn't saying we need to open our borders, I was making the point that if that was the argument, yeah, then Sikhs are the biggest business owners, the biggest property owners from any minority group, yeah, the biggest inputters into the economy. That was the points I was making. So right now, I guess many Sikhs are feeling, I've had so many contacting me, but it has to be put into perspective on what's just happened to fucking Henry. And why it's happened to Henry? Because of institutional racism against white people. That's what's happened. Because of fear. Because of this fucking common purpose ideology pumped into all of them. So that's my little thoughts as I just end my run anyway. We need to see the footage of what happened to Henry. The public needs to be able to see it. It needs to be released. I know if anyone has contact with his family, Henry's family, I know the verdict's on Monday. not the verdict, the sentencing's on Monday. If anyone's contacted his family, obviously Elon Musk has offered to pay for a legal pursuit against the police officers who let him die. Because that's what they did, they let him die. They're responsible. And I've heard today from someone who was in the case, he had a scar. His face was opened up by a blade here, his face. Yeah? So when the police turned up, there's a young white boy laying there, telling them he's been stabbed, with his face opened up. But because of the accusation of someone that's brown, that said racism, they handcuffed the white boy. And he bled out and choked to death on his own blood. Those police officers need to be named, shamed. I could name them now, know who they are. But they need to be shamed. And prosecutions need to be brought against those police officers for what they did. They facilitated the murder, basically. And if it was any other race and it reversed the roles, it would be, the whole country would be on fire already. So, but because of that, the point I'm making is, no, I'm not going to condemn the entire Sikh community at all. I'm not going to in any way affiliate it with Sikhism either. Because it's not. The kid's a scumbag. That's it. Absolute fucking scumbag. What's next? What's next for United Kingdom? What am I looking at? I'm looking at a national tour entering working class estates and communities over the next 3 years. Unite the Kingdom to vote. It's the biggest obstacle we have, 50% non-votes. It's from our communities, working class backgrounds, in the toughest, most deprived areas and estates. And if we have to get into those estates and we have to help those people register to vote, i.e. set up pace tables, have teams of women, men, QR codes, boxes set up, ready to get them registered, we have one chance to solve this peacefully. And it's in 3 years' time. And it's at the ballot box. Beyond that, we're fucked. I don't see much hope for this nation. So we need to get organised. Really fucking organised. From one end of this country to the other. People say, what does a demonstration change? It fucking does change. Things have changed. I look at the last 12 months. It's shifted. There's a huge shift. We need to not sit back on that now. So we need to plan a map, a schedule. I want to bring Unite the Kingdom to Newcastle, to Manchester, to Sheffield, to Leeds, to Wythenshawe, to fucking Salford, to every estate and every area. And have fun at the same time. Bring it as a community group, community building group. But make sure that when we get you there and when people are turning up, you're registering to vote. You know the most important thing you can do is at the ballot box. The most important thing you can do is get someone else registered. And that's how we have to view this next 3 years, as a total battle. Lots to do anyway. Lots to do.